When we are experiencing anxiety and stress in our body in the moment, in the middle of the day, in the middle of a meeting, of a conversation, there needs to be a way where we can tune into our body, help us calm down, let our body know that we can take care of our body and we can still function as a normal human being. Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Susie, and welcome back to In the Pocket with Susie. This is a tiny little space on the internet where you could come in for some support. This is also a space where you dig a little bit deeper in who you are so that you can show up in a better place out in the world. And today we're talking about these moments where it creeps up, especially on a Monday going back to work after a weekend. No matter how calming, beautiful, nourishing your weekend is, coming into the fresh week, work, life, school, all coming into one place, starting on a Monday, it can feel very overwhelming. And throughout the day, if we don't take care of our body, if we don't take care of our stress that's coming through, then it gets piled up and bottlenecked in a place where it gets so overwhelmed that we shut down, that we burn out. So we must have tools and strategies in place so that when it comes up, we can recognize it, and then we could do something about it as it happens. So when you are feeling something coming through in your body, what I'm going to teach you is two forms. One is long form, meaning you're feeling something that's coming up, but you have the time and you have the space. You are alone, that you can tend to yourself in a much slower pace, much more of an elaborated process, so you could slowly come back to it. Okay, so that is a long form. But if you are in a meeting, if you are in mid conversations, if you're out and about with colleagues, with friends, then you're feeling this anxiety sensation coming through, then there must be certain things that you can do to soothe yourself, to remind yourself that you're okay and you are there for you and your body. So the long form, when this sensation is arising, what I want you to do is you can practice with me right now, okay? As something is you're feeling something is coming through and it's ramping up, and what I want you to do is just sit, close your eyes. We're going to eliminate a sense so that we could tune inward and identify what it is that's coming through. I want you to put one hand on your chest, on your heart, and one hand on your body. And this is for you and for your body to sense the warmth from your hand. Give it a moment. And then take a deep breath in slowly. Hold. And slow, even slower breathing out. And here you can take 2 or 3 depending on how deep this anxiety is. In, hold, and breathing out. As you bring your awareness in the inner center of your body, I want you to scan your body and try to identify where that anxiety, where that sensation is, where it lives at the moment in your body. Sometimes it's moving, sometimes it's static. So identify where is the sensation. For me, a lot of times it's in the super low point of the abdomen area, where when I feel the anxiety, I have this like tingling, like rushing feeling, as if it's like a vacuum, and all the sensation from the rest of the body is being sucked into that space. And when that happens, my whole body just have this like rushing, tingling sensation, and then my hand starts moving around, and even sometimes my voice gets a little bit shaky. So when I am in that space, I know to shut my eyes and come back to the center. I do the breathing, and from here, what I want you to do is give it a moment and be with that sensation. And if there's a metaphor, I want you to imagine what that sensation is like. And from what I just described earlier, it feels like a vacuum. So just imagine that. But I want you to pull that out of your body and imagine it right here in front of you. And as it is doing that, and you're imagining it, now slowly I want you to imagine what this has to do, what this vacuum, for example, has to do for it to be released, for it to stop sucking the energy. And for me, as I imagine doing something about it, I imagine like it becoming like a wet rag. And what I want to do is take the wet rag, soak up all the anxiety within me, pull it out, then wring it out, wring it dry. So all the anxiety and all the stress and all the fear and doubt is stripping away, so that what I have is a dry rag. And I put that back into my body, ready to soak up everything else in the upcoming days and weeks. So for you, I want you to imagine what that is like for you and what you have to do to loosen up the tension, to release and let go of the anxiety. And whatever that is, I want you to be there as long as you need to imagine the stress and the anxiety leaving. So for me, as I imagine the wringing out of the rag and putting into my body, I imagine that the stress and things that I was worried about is no longer in my body. And now I can sense that my body is calmer. With that, I'm going to give it another breath. And as I take my breath in, I say, I calm my body. And as I breathe out, I say, I smile. And from here, take as long as you need. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and open up your eyes. The last breath, when we say, I calm my body, this is to remind ourselves that we are bigger than our fears. We are bigger than our doubt and our anxiety and our stress that we're experiencing. we can take care of it. And as we breathe out, we say, I smile. And actually smile. And that is a very quick reminder for ourselves that we can always do something to get us closer to our joy and our happiness. So those two are very much an empowering statement, affirming that we can do something for our own safety, our own joy, and our own happiness. So when you do this, take time and intention and commit to this practice, you will see that when you tap in here, what you are doing, you're creating a new pathway for your brain and body to operate. When this stress and anxiety is bubbling up, you no longer just go to the default route of spiraling out of control, reaching for junk food, going to scroll on social media, whatever it is that you normally do. Now you have a new option, a new path. So it's your job to show up and practice this new path. And therefore, it becomes more of a regular option for you. Okay? Now, the short form, when you're in a meeting, when you're in mid-conversation and something's coming through, the short form for me as an option is put 3 fingers on my wrist and just give it a quick kind of squeeze. This is a way for me to, the pressure helps calm the heart down and really get connected where our mind comes down to the body very quickly. And from that space, what I am doing is just kind of shake myself out of that, and then I calm down. And I could do the breath work. I breathe in, and I could say it inside my body. I calm my body and breathe. Smile. Another option, if you have an object, and this, it's not as discreet, but maybe you can get away with it. You could hold on to any object. If you have the option, just move the object to the center of the body, across the body, and for your eye to follow that. And this is called bilateral stimulation. And this is when your brain is going like this, you're stopping it by pulling something left and right. And what that does is your brain has to slow down and follow this. So it is messing with the direction. Therefore, because of the focus of the left and the right and crossing the body, it now has to focus on this item instead of whatever it was thinking. So that is a quick way to get yourself in the practice of breaking up this anxiety forming pattern that you have, and break into the rhythm and create a new pathway, new option for your brain. Okay? Another thing I like to use is object. And this is something that you could predetermine. So even for this, for example, I have little toys and little notes around my desk area that clearly reminds me, because I put a meaning to a piece. And it's like a little stress ball, but because I put meaning to it, I can look at something and it reminds me to come down, come to the center, come to the core. And this little skelly cat is a reminder. It's not only a frigid toy, but it's always when I look at it, I'm like, go to the core. whatever it is to the core, you concentrate. And my core is my higher self. My core is my love. My core is abundance. My core is I am enough. So when I look at scaly cats, I come back to a little bit faster. So find your thing. And this is a beautiful way to put meaning. You assign the meaning to something for it to help you. And this is what I mean by building your own healing toolbox. So I hope you give the long form and the short form a go for this week and see what feels right for you. This is all about yours, what resonates with you, the pace, the speed, the little tactics. Make it your own so that you can apply to it for you. So that's it for today. My name again, Susie, Suzii, because I believe the I in me sees the I in you. See you next time.